Maverick. Maverick. Look, you're on video. Oh, 1 second. He looked for 1 second. He is exploring this new yard that he found where there was snow yesterday. Well, there was ice, I guess, yesterday. But, yeah. It's 40, 45-ish degrees in our little corner of Michigan. So we're out going potty. Well, Maverick is. And noticed there was a lot more greenery going on because the snow had turned to a lot of ice back here. So like he was slipping and sliding, I was slipping and sliding. So we pretty much just stayed to one corner of the yard that was dug out. But now he can explore a little bit more, where Mom can remind him he is not allowed to eat things like pebbles and sticks. Can chew sticks, maybe. Supervised. Maybe. Definitely not rocks. But yeah, if it weren't so nasty and wet out, I would like, yes, there's grass, but it's still pretty, like, it's so sloshy that he would slip, I think, if I threw the ball for him a lot. So I was thinking if we have another day or two like this where it's not super rainy, maybe he can actually start playing ball again. Because, like, there's actually parts of the yard that look, I don't know, the camera's not picking it up as well, but, like, it looks pretty swampy in real life. Just because it's, you know, like, this morning there was still snow and ice there. I mean, there's still little patches of it, even, because it was so thick, but, so I don't want him, like, running around and everything. And I think his feet might be a little sore because while I was sleeping, his dad went and took him to get his nails cut, finally, because we were going to do it, and we just never found the time because we were trying to wait till, like, he was sleepy because he doesn't like it at all. And but we had to wait till we were both home. He was sleepy, we had time, and schedules just were not lining up while he was tired. And then Otis had to also be sleepy or Otis would want to get in on the show, and then that would stir him up. It was a circus. So, but yeah, we got it done, it looks like. That was pretty cool. And Maverick immediately jumped into my arms and gave me apology kisses because some little naughty pants decided, oh, Mom doesn't feel great and it's time to go to bed. I'm going to continuously slide off the bed and try to eat everything in the bedroom that I can jump up on and reach. Didn't you? Didn't you? So he ended up in his kennel last night. I felt really bad. I was like, this is the first time I've ever put him down in his crate since he started sleeping in bed. But I was like, dude, you gotta go. I was kind of hoping Otis would stay downstairs and keep him company, and Otis was even like, nah, I'm going to bed. Like, Otis was grumpy too. Otis kept looking at him like, get on the bed, dude. He just is like, he was so tired, and then we went up to bed, and he was like suddenly full of, you know, that puppy energy. But yeah, I don't know if, like, now that we're outside and wandering around by, like, my trees and stuff, like, this is a little tree, but I mean, you've seen this tree many times. I don't know if you can tell how much bigger he's getting. I think maybe he's stopping his growth spurts, so maybe he's gonna stop growing. Because, like, I know he's got a little bit of pit bull mixed in with him, but that's not, he's a Klekai mix, because he's mostly Klekai, and Klekais are not that big, so I think he's reaching the end of his growing season here. And that doesn't bother me. Like, he's not a tiny dog, so I don't mind, you know. Maverick, whatever that is, you cannot eat it, baby. You cannot eat it. Sorry, baby. You want to see everything. But yeah, it's a nice gray day. It is one of my favorites, but Mommy's still not feeling great, so we're gonna go inside since we have done our potty business. It is 40 some degrees, but I wouldn't say it's warm out. Like, the wind is quite chilly. So, you ready to go inside, Maverick? You want to explore, don't you? I'm going inside and get a treat? Huh? Alright. We'll talk to you guys later inside where it's warm and dry. Maverick, do you want to say bye? Maverick. Maverick. You want to say bye? Oh! Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How Great intro, Heather. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to day 10 of the LOVE series that I'm doing, the little vloggy February series to open my stitch marker advent calendar made by Ellie Leva's Crafts and More, but gifted to me from Kay's Crochet Haven. I always want to say from, but like it's gifted from and made from two different people. But yeah, today is day 10. I did actually get a little video for you of Maverick. And look, I'm in my craft room today because I have the door slightly ajar. So if you see me like weirdly listening, which kind of looks like this, the boys are being oddly sleepy. And I don't trust that. But I did take advantage of it to come in and film in here. I just kept the door open so I could listen for mischief happening out there. But they've been sleeping. I woke them up to potty because, like, you know, Maverick's very small and he's by far the smallest dog. Like, I'm not talking like youngest, but just the smallest dog I think I've ever had. Abby was before this. Abby was the smallest dog, but I don't think Maverick's even going to be as big as Abby at full size. And so he by far has the smallest bladder of a dog I've ever had. And I think in the potty training experience, that's been part of the problem too, is like even as a puppy, all of my dogs have gone longer without having to pee than him. And he doesn't vocalize as much as they have. So now that I realize, I mean, I have known for a little while now. I'm not saying like today I had this epiphany, but I'm saying like now, like since I have realized that he has to potty much more frequently than I'm used to, I basically like wake him up to potty and everything just because I'm like, oh, I don't want you waking up and like me not waking up because I'm a hard sleeper. It's like, I don't want to risk that. And, so I basically just like woke them up to potty, and like Otis has the bladder of a dog that I'm used to. So like, I don't ever make him hold it that long, but I swear that dog could hold it for the whole day if he had to. Like, he seems to be able to anyway. Like, he never is like, oh, have to potty, unless he's got like, you know, unless he's not feeling well and has to potty, you know, that kind of thing. But they basically went right back to sleep, like at both of them too. Not like usually Otis is like down for some troublemaking even, or if Otis is sleepy, Maverick is down for some troublemaking, but they went right back to sleep. It was nice, but I don't trust it. So yeah, keeping the door open a little bit so I can listen for that, just in case. But they were both like, they were snoring and everything. Like I don't know how they're worn out because it's been cold and rainy and I haven't felt good. So I did not take them out. Like, I took them out to potty in the backyard, but like I didn't like take them around the block for walks today or anything. David worked, so I don't think he took them out for walks. He did. I don't know if he took Otis because he would have taken them in separate trips. But I know he took Maverick to get his nails trimmed this morning because I had he paid for it, but the bill was on my desk. So that was his way of telling me that he did it. Like, he wasn't, don't get me wrong, he wasn't just being a jerk and being like, here's the bill, pay it. But like, he just said it there, you know, just to let me know. So he didn't I don't know, he just did that instead of texting me that he did it, I guess. But he does that often. And so that, I guess that could have tired Maverick out. I didn't notice, but Otis like chews at his nails even when he doesn't need them like actually trimmed yet. So like he doesn't bite them off or anything, but I mean, he chews at them. So they're never sharp. So I can't really tell if he needed them trimmed yet or not, so I can't tell if he got them trimmed today or not. So, I mean, I could tell, I guess, why Maverick, or I could see why Maverick might be a little more worn out, because that stresses him out really bad. He fights. He's like, no, don't touch me, don't touch me. He's like traumatized by it every time. Like, he's only had his nails trimmed like twice now. So today would have been the third time. But, I mean, he's only like 8 months old, right? But, in fact, he just turned 8 months on the 7th. So, yeah, happy birthday to my little man, right? But, yeah, other than that, I don't know why they're so worn out. I don't remember if I mentioned in the little video I did of Maverick today, but he was a little bit naughty last night. I wasn't well, you guys know I wasn't feeling well last night either. So like when I did go to bed, I was ready, down and out, ready to go to bed. And usually they are too, right? Like Maverick will fiddle around a little bit and then he'll be out. And he kept, like, I'd hear him in the dark get up, and I sleep with flannel sheets and all, and then there's blankets, but then the comforter is more like the top of it's not silk, but it's silky, like, so you can hear his claws slide over it is what I'm trying to get at. It's not silk though. And so I'd hear him shuffle around, and then I would just hear him, because he'll slide his little feet. And as he does that, I'm like, he's about to just topple over, like, because he does it on purpose. I mean, he didn't fall, he does it on purpose. But that's the telltale sign, is like, I'll hear his feet and then, because he'll fall, like, he'll jump, whatever. He'll let his body fall, I guess is the way to put it. But like 5 times. And after the 5th time, after the 3rd or 4th time, I was kind of like, you got like one more time, kid, like, get in the bed. Because I need to sleep, like, I'm tired. And he did it, that must have been the 3rd time, because he did it twice more, and after that, I was like, okay, we're going downstairs. So I took him down, and I put him in his kennel, and I was kind of hoping Otis would stay downstairs with him at that point. I didn't, like, force him to, but I was hoping he would. But he didn't. He came upstairs with me, because Otis was kind of tired of his crap, too. He was just kind of, like, after the 2nd time of him sliding off the bed, Otis would just, like, stare at him like, get on the bed, dude. Everybody wants to sleep. But yeah, so he was a little bit naughty last night. So maybe he tired himself out today, because usually he could get away with being naughty if he wanted to, even though he's not usually. But he could get away with being naughty, because once his dad gets home, he'll come up and he'll get the boys, but he stays up, feeds them, and then he'll take a nap, like, downstairs on, he has like a futon bed in his, there's a couch and a futon, in his guitar room, so that he can get a nap in while I'm sleeping for my sleep for the day, so that I can get a full, like, night's rest before I go to work. Because he's being thoughtful, and doesn't want to disturb me. So the boys get a chance to sleep more with him. Well, surprise, if David took them to go get their nails trimmed today, they didn't get a chance to sleep. So I wonder if that's why. And after I took the video of Maverick today, he climbed up on my lap and cuddled with me for a couple hours before I went shopping, like, and did the grocery shopping. So he was pretty tired. So, but still, I'm a little suspicious of this. This whole time I've been talking for 9 minutes, and they're still quiet out there. Very suspicious. But it's been a quiet night. Like, when David went to work, they were a little wound up, and, like, Otis was doing I've explained before, like, since before we got him, he's not been adjusted well for anything. So it's been a process, but we're to the point where, like, if I stop him frequently and don't let them really get started with each other, after, like, maybe half an hour or so, they kind of quit, like most nights. But when what I mean by when I have to stop them is because Otis decides what he needs to do. Like if they go to play and Maverick grabs whatever toy they're playing with out of his mouth, instead of just grabbing it back to play with it, he grabs Maverick's foot and like starts to bite him, and that's too much for Maverick. So I have to put a stop to it. And yeah, so he started that tonight, and but like less than a half an hour or so, and they were quiet, and Otis came and cuddled up by me for a while, and then he actually goes in, like if they're being really calm, which tonight, he goes into Maverick's crate, and like I don't shut him in or anything. He just goes in there because there's a couple of padded bedding mats, and he just curls up and goes to sleep. And that's where he's at right now, unless he got up when I came in here. So just been a sleepy night for the boys, which is, I mean, it's nice. I hope they go to sleep though when I'm ready for bed. Otherwise I'm kicking them out again. I got a lot of crocheting done, and it doesn't look like I did. Well, let me show you what I got done. I was working on Andy's blanket, which you guys who have been with me are familiar with who Andy is. He's my friend in the rock band, The Nocturnal Affair. If you are not familiar, you should go check them out if you like rock music. They are awesome. They're touring with my other friends in Fozzy. They're about to be. And so when I go see them, I am going to have this blanket done. I'm going to have this blanket done. But yeah, Andy is a Vegas boy, so he likes the warm weather, and he is just not going to be built for our chilly springs. And he said he's made the comments before that like his on tour his bus drivers always tend to keep the buses chilly. So I told him I'd make a blanket for him, and he's really excited about it. So I wanted to make something easy to care for. So like, because they don't do, it's not like they have a washing machine on the bus, and it's not like they stop every stop and do laundry whenever they want and that kind of thing. But they do kind of, like, I think it's like once a week somebody does their laundry all in a batch kind of thing on the road. And I imagine they don't, oh, this has to have this special care instructions and this and that. So I wanted something easy to take care of in case his blanket gets dirty or needs washing or whatever. So I went with Yarn Bee. All of the yarn I'm using is Yarn Bee low pill, soft and sleek low pill fiber. This is in the color purple. I also have the color plum and the color, I think it's called dark gray heather, or dark heather, or or something like that. I had to get it once I saw the dark heather part, because but there's the color. See, it's a better light. Like I told you yesterday, it would look better in this light. It looked kind of grayish in the light of the other room in the living room area. But it is like a nice, purpley color, because Andy's favorite color is purple. And I wanted a nice warm, not very holy stitch. And he wants to be surprised. So if this didn't work out, he wouldn't see it anyway. So what I went with is the alpine stitch, which I've never done before. It went just slightly wonky right here. Sorry, this is my, where I'm at right now. So I pulled that loop out. It went slightly wonky right around in here, which after I pointed out, I'm sure you can see, but I bet once this blanket is made out, nobody will really notice. It's just basically the lines curved over just a little bit. Because I don't know where, but on my single crochet row back, I lost count or something. I'm thinking on my double crochet row, I skipped a single crochet, which looks fine on the double crochet row. You can't really tell. But when you're single crocheting back, then you lose a single crochet. So I went to even out my stitches and put 2 single crochets in a double crochet to make my 200 stitches, because this blanket is, let's see if I can show you. I don't know if I'm far enough back in this room. This blanket is 200 stitches. It's I want it to be, he's about a single bunk bed, and once I have a border on this, it's going to be quite wide. Or a single bed size bunk is what I meant to say. Wow, I derailed myself in my train of thought. So once it's all worked out, I don't think down here you're gonna notice it's only like 2 inches that because then I just corrected my error. I can't actually remember what I did to correct my error, because basically by the time okay, so this is my side. So like I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it. Basically all my stitches start from down here, right? So I'm do my double crochets from this and work down. And then I do a return row of single crochets. And then I start my next row of double crochets here again and work down. And then I do a return row of single crochets. So I've already at this point, like at that point in the pattern, messed up my double crochets, done a return row of single crochets where I tried to correct it, but that correction didn't work the way I wanted it to. So when I was working the next row of single crochets, because of the correction, that's why the single crochets were working at a slant, like just at a slight slant. So what I did was for 2 of the, okay, so you work a front post and then a regular, and then a front post and then a regular for the double crochet rows. For the regular double crochets, I actually worked a double crochet 2 together, and the second part of the double crochet 2 together was the one that you usually skip behind the front post double crochet. I hope that made sense. If you have worked the alpine stitch, you probably know what I'm talking about. I hope it made sense if you didn't, or if you haven't, but you can kind of see where there was a little bit of a curve here, and then like by here it's already straightened out because I fixed it. So I really don't think, because I mean, like I said, it's obviously going to be a much, 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 much longer blanket, and it's going to have a border, and there's going to be much more things to see. I don't think that like 2 inches of one row is going to really notice or be noticeable. But you can't really tell that I've been working all day on this. So this was like basically all night after work last night, and then all evening tonight. That's all of this has been on this blanket. But see how floppy this is? This is my second skein of this already. That's how much of a yarn eater this is. Where this tail is, these tails right here, that's the end of the first skein of purple yarn already. So from here to here, that's it. So what I'm going to do, I ended up, instead of going to Hobby Lobby and hoping, because they seemed to only have 3 of these at a time, and that's why I'd only bought 3. And I was thinking, like, I bought 3 of each color, that made 9 skeins of yarn, and I was like, well, depending on what stitch I use, what I do, it might be okay, or I can go grab a few more. I just ordered more yarn from Hobby Lobby, so I'm hoping it will come in quickly. I have about a month and a week, a month and 2 weeks before I see him. And I figured as long as I get a skein a day done, that's plenty of time, and I'm already on the second skein for today, so I'm already ahead of schedule. I have to put this down, like I'm going to finish this skein tonight, hopefully, and then I have to put this down and do some work on my movie marquee blanket, or I won't have an update this like Sunday or Monday. Because I haven't done any work on it. I meant to have a lot. Like, I figured once I picked it up, I would do what I did last month and like have to force myself to stop again, or I would, be complete with it. But since I got like obsessed working on this, that didn't happen because, like, yes, that's a time limit, but this is like, you guys aren't going to be like, oh my God, Heather, what the heck, you didn't get done. And I mean, Andy's not going to be either, but Andy won't have a blanket if I don't get this done. So it's kind of an important time crunch if I don't, I have to get this done for him. So, like, I can mail it to him. So yes, eventually he'll have a blanket, but like, I really want him to have it for the tour. That was the purpose. So, but yeah, there's a closer look of the alpine stitch. I do really like it, but it is time consuming and it is a yarn eater. It's a really good way to get rid of yarn. If you want to get rid of yarn, it's a yarn eater. So I may do this again in the future. I bet with like variegated yarn or something, or marled yarn, I bet this would look really, really stunning. So my plan is, since I have 3 of each of these colors right now, I'm going to do I'm going to do a stripe of 2 of these balls, so to the end of this. And then I'm going to do 1 stripe of the charcoal gray, like 1 ball of it in a stripe, so a smaller stripe. And then I'm going to do the 2 plums in a stripe, and then another charcoal gray. And then hopefully by then my yarn will have come in from Hobby Lobby. If not, I will start the 3rd purple, because that would be the next color anyway. And then at that point I would have to wait for the yarn to come in. But that will be the design, is just stripes with charcoal in between. And then hopefully I ordered enough of the charcoal. If not, that I can either order more of if it comes quickly, or I probably can go pick up just a couple more from the store for that. And because I want to use that for the border also. I probably should have ordered a couple more. But I'll get it. It'll be fine. Worst case scenario is Walmart has a really similar anti-pilling yarn in gray, and I could add just a regular gray to it for the border. So, but I think it's going to look really pretty, and I'm really happy with it. And I think Andy will be too. He seems genuinely excited by like everything that I make, which makes me really happy. But that's why he's my bestie, right? Because besties are super supportive. So yeah, that's what I've gotten done today. Let's open the stitch marker before my video is a half hour. Well, it's going to be a half hour long, I bet, by the time I put my little Maverick video in for you. So let us open my stitch marker and call it a day, so I can get back to working on this blanket. And this is my Friday video. So hopefully you guys are having a good Friday, a good start to the weekend. I am going to be at work today. My cold medicine's wearing off. Oh my God, this is beautiful. So, okay, before I show you this, Erin from Crafting Kitty, Erin, opened hers today, and she actually got one not like, it's not that like we're not twinsies with these, but similar. And I'm just saying, very jealous of it. I was super jealous. I really loved it. I actually meant to leave a comment, and then my stupid self clicked off of the video. So I meant to go back. I haven't yet, because I like literally just watched the video and then came in here while the boys were sleeping. But I love this. Hers was pink. Mine is white. Let me get this to focus. Focus. But I don't know if it'll focus well enough for you to see. But so like the way she described it too was it's like a glittery druzy type of, because this is almost like a crushed like stone, like crystally stone surface in here. I hope that it shows up, like especially with the light blowing it out and it being like a white. I'm not sure. Maybe that will be better. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh, I love this one so much. And it's got a really pretty red bead at the top, but oh, it's like an iridescent glittery, like druzy. She's right. It is like, that's so pretty. That is stunning. I guess it's more glittery than it is crystally now that I like fully look at it, but it's gorgeous. It's so pretty. I love it. Thank you so much. Sorry, that was a weird laugh, but I'm trying not to be loud at all because I don't want the dogs to be like. The one time they did wake up, I mentioned last night, they've been waking themselves, like each other up, because one of them will think they hear something outside at night and will bark. Like tonight it was Maverick, but like immediately Otis got up and there was like bark, 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 like setting each other off. Because then by the time the second dog barked, the first one was convinced that they did hear something, so they barked again, which only convinced the second one that they definitely heard something. So I'm trying not to be the one making the noise and waking them up. Anyway, I love this though. It's really pretty. Thank you so much. And thank you, Kay, for gifting this to me. These are so pretty. These have all been so pretty. Like, really, Ellie did such a beautiful job with these. And she is doing St. Patrick's Day ones. So if she hasn't started them, I didn't jump over her channel and check, but if she hasn't, go to her channel. She's linked down below if you're interested, because she's doing St. Patrick's Day ones. Oh, they're so pretty. I bet the St. Patrick's Day will be beautiful. I need to go check her channel out and see if she didn't sell out, because I want a set of those. And it's fun opening stuff anyway, right? But I want to get a set of those anyway. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'll stop rambling, because this is definitely more than a half hour at this point. Thank you for joining me. And thank you guys, since they're going to be over a half hour anyway, just thank you guys that said the kind things about Julian Sands yesterday. Like I said, I know that it's not like we were friends. It's not like I knew him. It's not like he even knows that I exist, or his family know that I exist, or anything like that. I'm literally just a fan. But like I said yesterday, you know, you grow up knowing and loving somebody from movies or music or something for so long, and you feel like a connection, you know, and like, I mean, and I checked last night after I uploaded the video, I checked for an update on him, and I checked today and no new news. So I'm just every day I'm sending out that same good vibe prayer, you know. So here's hoping that he is not suffering anywhere, and I really hope that they find him alive and well, but thank you guys for the well wishes and saying that you are sending out happy vibes and prayers and everything, and all the good things for him, because that means a lot to me, even though he doesn't know that I exist at all. I wish I could say that we were friends, but no, that's not the case. But yeah, just keep him in your thoughts and everything if you can, because it's really like it's sad also because there's just no closure, right? Like, it isn't like oh, this happened and, you know, like something tragic happened and this person died, or something happened but they're okay, and you know, there's the mystery, you don't know, you know. It's kind of like I mean, that's probably how like he was actually compared to Amelia Earhart, because nobody knew. I mean, I think now they've said like they're pretty sure they've figured out. Well, I've heard pretty sure they figured out what's happened to her several times, and several times it's been different theories. So, I mean, maybe they really haven't. I don't know. But in general, like, they think they've figured out, I guess, at this point. But, like, I mean, for years and years and, you know, decades, it has to be how her family felt, too. Like, there's just no closure. Like, what happened? Where is she? You know, like, and I'm sure that's what his family's going through, like with him, like what happened? Where is he? Like, what's going on? Is he safe? Because it's always that, you know, like, you can't give up hope because people have disappeared and years later shown up, right? So you can't heal from it and find that closure because it's unknown. And for his family, that's got to be awful. And yeah, like, I'm sad for him, and I'm sad for all of us who won't get the gift of his talent, but I'm so sad for his family to think that they're going through something like that. Like, that's awful. It's awful. So yeah, just I'm sure any like good thoughts and vibes and prayers and well wishes sent out, you know, into the universe and everything, I'm sure are helpful, because it's awful. But before I ramble about that, because I know I went on a while last night about that, I'm gonna go and work on this blanket. So I love you guys so much, and thank you for dealing with me and my ramblings and everything else and putting up with me. And I love you. Hopefully you know that I love you as much as you love me or more. But I will talk to you guys very soon. I'll talk to you tomorrow, if not again today. All right. Bye, guys.